So we have Falco, Genji, 2616 SR on the ball. I believe he wins, but it looks like he doesn't really get any medals. They win overall, so I think it's a legitimate game where if you play DPS and you get no medals, you're probably going to feel a little bit shitty. Stop talking. First of all, stop talking. That's the first thing that he messed up. How did TF2 end like that? Well, it's just an old game, guys. So far so good. It looks like the challenge didn't happen up top. It happened, you know, both teams went opposite paths. One of the strong suits for Genji is he can actually fight when there's low numbers. I know he had low health, but he didn't even try to do anything, so that's a little... It's a good pick.
Oh, half.
That's rather funny. He keeps on killing the Zenyatta. So he's not doing too bad. He's doing the normal Genji thing where you're just annoying as shit all the time. Rummy Bear, what up? How you doing? Also, TF2 was just a really shit game supported by Valve. It was a decent game, but they provided no support competitively, so it just died. If you want a game to last a long time, you have to support it competitively. Valve did no such thing. Looks like he's doing a little shit talking, or he wants to do a little shit talking. Someone redrew me a profile picture. Would I use it? Yeah. I mean, if it's good. So I would like it if he was a little bit more active. You are a Genji. You have a 2-second get out of jail free card. Wasn't a bad idea. Little ambitious. He's not... Oh, Jesus Christ. People are pissed. And he still got it. Let me just check something. So when you're that close, definitely use the alt fire. Not only does it easier to hit, but it also is I believe it's a little bit quicker. I think it's, I want to say it's like 0.1 or 0.2 seconds faster, which means it has higher DPS. This movement's very odd. That was another... I mean, I guess he's going for the triple headshot, but it's difficult to hit. Man, this guy's just really upset about this guy playing Roadhog. But again, one of the verbs I would use for Genji is don't hit the fucking bell and get in combat.
Good job, guys.
So there's, I know that's not a big deal, but there's like that second where he's just waiting around with ult. You know they have to get the point, like just get back to point. Right, every second matters when you're ulting as Genji. Well, every second matters just in the game. If it's overtime, they have to get on the point. That's pretty much where... Oh god, I was kind of hoping he was just going to fall to his death there. Well, Lucio won you this point. Or Farah did. Okay, so he definitely has to work on his accuracy a bit. He keeps on throwing in these mouse ones every once in a while instead of a right click. When you're that close, favor the right click. And try to avoid meleeing when you know you're not going to kill them. All it does is delay your reload, and... Yeah. Oh, yeah. Either get in someone's face, or get the fuck out of there. Attacking a hit scan, like right there was McCree's prime range. That mid range, it's actually like short to mid range. Hit scan, it feels like this guy's used to playing against other platinums, and he's like, this guy can't hit me 3 times in midair. He just can't. I'm a Genji. I don't get hit 3 times in midair. And then he got hit 3 times in midair, and he's like, well, I feel really dumb because that looks stupid. He has a hard time keeping track of people. I don't know if it's his mouse sensitivity or what it is, but at close ranges, I know close ranges it can be a little bit difficult. Yep, just get... I would have to say on that one, at first I didn't mind him, well, I did mind him not attacking the Reinhardt. It was available to him, but he was kind of... Jesus. I always forget how far that son of a bitch can wall ride, or wall climb. Okay, okay. Whoa! I would definitely have to talk about this guy's mouse sensitivity. It feels like it's as fast as mine, but he's just not smooth with it yet. It's been okay. It's actually been not that okay play so far. Accuracy is rough. His tracking seems to be rough. Just like keeping the enemy between the squares. McCree's bane of Genji's existence. It's so that one where he challenged McCree at mid range is just you don't challenge. No one challenges McCree at mid range except for Roadhog, and if he misses his hook, he doesn't challenge him at mid range. That's McCree's power spot. Like right where his fall off damage starts, like at 15 meters, McCree's gonna fucking kill you.
My genius.
He's going to kill most people. He's very, very skilled at that one. And a Pakura for the $5 sub. Thank you so much. 3 months in a row. He says, much love, Mr. Rat. Well, thank you. But Mr. Rat is my father's name. You can just call me Junk. Okay, that wasn't bad. I was going to say, at least, like, smack Winston up a little bit. And then get the hell out of there. That Winston's... I mean, Winston's a big target. So it's good to sink a couple right clicks into him. I actually like this. And he actually destroyed his barrier. That's really good when you have a hog. Oh, Jesus. That was a little bit too ballsy. Don't... avoid dashing directly into 3 people shooting at you. That's just for your health. Again, like, I see Genji as... I hit 2 on accident. We're past this? Here we are. So the way I see Genji is... And when I watch good players play him, I see this exact same thing. Genji is to shave. So, like, where Genji likes to cut are these corners. So if this is the main part of combat, and don't look at the map, look at, like, what I'm drawing. If combat is this square, Genji likes to sit off on the edge and cut through on the edge. And just take a little bit off. He's looking for weak targets. You're constantly probing and looking for something to get done. But when, like, right here, he's facing people that are looking right at him. And he just goes straight in. As a Junkrat, like, if I'm shooting at you back here and you dashed into me, that projectile is going to hit you, right? It's just an easy target. What up, Redstone? How you doing? Is this the Smurf you're reviewing? No. If this guy's a Smurf, I feel bad for him. I mean, he may be smurfing for, like, another platinum player, but that's about it. So this is good. Like, this is what... He found someone on the edge of combat. That's great. That's what you want to do as a Genji. You also want... If you can find... an odd angle to attack in. So yeah, so this guy's not looking. Perfect. And now that all the tanks were committed on the left side, now you can do something, but they came back. So that's one of Genji's main roles. He can constantly apply a little bit of pressure, and he has the mobility to essentially... He has mobility, and because of deflect, he can stay alive on the edges of combat, constantly being a threat, and when anything opens, he can immediately take care of it. And then if disables are down, he can just ult and clear house. But you can't just solo ult into the middle of 5 and 6 people and hope, like, it just works. You could be Diamond Master as a healer or a tank, but as a Genji DPS plat smurf. I don't really care what... If you're like, oh, I'm a Grandmaster support, but a DPS player, I'm bronze. So it's like, well, you fucking suck then, right? Your decision-making from being a support should aid you on your decision-making as a DPS. Like... it's not a smurf. It's just a reflection of who they are, which is a shit DPS. That way you can't stay in green if you play Mei. Yeah, man, I'm like a shit Mei. But I'm not gonna like when someone challenges my Mei, they're gonna be like, "You're a bad Mei." I'm like, "Yeah, well, I'm a Grandmaster Junkrat." Like, I don't give a fuck. I'm like, "Yeah, I'm a bad Mei. Fuck." Those other people are just lying to themselves. As soon as they get defensive. See, this is like the perfect kill, except he gets full health. Yeah, this is Genji excels at one-on-ones, depending like barring the class, right? Like Roadhog, obviously is the best at one-on-ones if he hits the hook. Unless he's trying to do something sneaky, like again, Genji needs to constantly be not engaged in combat, but doing this. Remember, he suffers no fall-off damage. So this is just all good ult buildup. Yeah, it's like, alright. There's a Winston. Yeah, get the fuck out of there. But don't play games with them. Like, just now get the mid and start, you know, again, applying some pressure. That's a little dangerous. He just kind of dashed into the middle of nowhere. Why is it that people use lower ranks as insults? Because people see higher ranks as compliments. Okay, so I don't think this guy's gotten one good Dragon Blade off. And the easiest reason for that is he is just doing it willy-nilly. His team's not engaging. The enemy isn't preoccupied with something else. Essentially, it's a 1v6 he's trying to take with the ult. And they have tools to fight him, right? They have Soldier, they have McCree, they have Hog, they have Winston. He's up against some pretty terrible shit. But you definitely want to be fighting... Like, Genji, again, you have to keep contact with the enemy. Even if it's light contact. That's kind of funny. He tried to jump through that hole, and this guy just tried that too, and he knew it before, and he's like, oh, you're not going to get through there. But yeah, so here's good. Like, he's just constantly putting out the deeps. He's getting his ult. He's keeping pressure, so they have to make... They have to be honest. If you keep pressure on someone, they can't lie to you. Right? They have to put up some type of front. They have to engage you some way, or you're just going to kill them. So this is good. He got out the Winston shield, made him commit a little bit. Right? The more... decisions you make someone make, the greater chance of a mistake they'll make. So if I make you, and that's kind of what I do as Junkrat, is that a normal Junkrat may make you make 1 or 2 decisions, and I try to make you make 10, right? And sure, they may be all very easy things, but I'm hoping that you're going to fuck up, right? That's what I'm betting on. I can do a simple thing more often correct than you can. Yeah, that's just kind of game sense there. Just not hearing a soldier's steps are actually quite loud when he's sprinting. In fact, I think they're one of the loudest. Can he get someone? Can he finally get... Oh, you did it. You kind of killed people. But he kind of got it. Yeah, his medals reflect... I like how he muted the guy that was just constantly yelling. His medals kind of reflect his performance, though. He was doing all right. So that actually was a really good... That got them the point. We don't really have to watch all this. Cancel. Get out of here. I need my picture. Picture time. So overall, I would definitely say accuracy is low. Check minus. Definitely, at close ranges, at your skill level, favor. That says favor. I wouldn't say secondary. I'll just say secondary or alt fire. I can't write today. He was trying to slip in these very sneaky mouse ones, and I think he was trying to go for headshots. The thing is he attacks quicker with his right click. That's all there is to it. Also, if you're close enough against a big target, right clicks are the way to go. Get him low enough, dash through him. That's kind of what you want to do. His positioning was, I'll say, again, subpar. So as a Genji, if we see combat as a square, again, you kind of want to be on the edges of combat. Stuff like this. You want to be here, maybe at the brink of combat, outside of combat, and you want to constantly apply this light pressure onto the main unit. If you see someone get out, like someone steps out and they're undefended, that's something you would definitely pick up on. If your team is shooting and like it's kind of like that poke phase, and you see someone is weak inside, then yeah, Genji can come in, either get the kill and dash out, or like if it is Nepal, like if we take this very literally, where these are like the walls, right? The staircase is here, and that square thingamabob. I think it's a trophy, or not a trophy, statue of some sorts over here, right? You got the walls here and the walls here. Like Genji can like flip over the wall, kind of get a pick and flip out back, right? He has this very quick mobility, very burst damage oriented, but because you're burst damage and you're weak, you get 2 seconds of immunity from deflect. The problem is that they had a Winston, they had a McCree, also they had a soldier. You're after deflect, you were dying. And if you were just deflecting in here and you had no escape route, you're dead. That's all there is to it. You have to respect people to land their shots. But yeah, definitely like chill on the edge of combat a little bit. Never commit too much, but constantly putting pressure. If you see weakness, strike at weakness. So the square represents combat. Yeah. The square just represents like the area that the team is taking up. It's like let's say if combat was coming from this way, the Reinhardt's probably going to be here, maybe an off tank here. Off tank would be rotating here and here a little bit. Supports would be rotating depending on the supports. They would be probably they're going to try to keep a long sight of combat, like a Zen or Ana. But they may be way off on combat and getting in there, or attacking from behind the shield. And then the DPSs will be around here too. As a Genji, you just kind of want to skirt around, never fully engaging, but making sure people are doing, like, making sure someone is on the right flank. Because if there's someone not on the right flank, you come in, and you take advantage of that. Right? You're constantly pressing and pushing and looking for a weakness. Yeah. It's just, yeah, like, you always want to keep, like, you don't want to be pushing, right? Because this is too much. This is overcommitment. As a Genji, you kind of just want to, like, you want to make sure the structure's there. So you're just, like, pushing on very ever so slightly. So that if they do try to move, like, you feel it, right? You can see it. If they try to do something, you can take advantage of it, right? If they go this way, you can go this way, right? Something like that. You don't want to have disconnect where you can't engage too quickly, because you need to take advantage of a low health target, or a target that's out of position. So you need to be in the position to take advantage of the person out of position. And to do that, you can be on this cusp of combat. This very, very brink of just, I'm close enough where they have to engage me, because if they don't, then I'm going to take advantage of something.
Timing's overrated.
Yeah. Like that. That's how I see Genji. And that's, as I watch professional players do it, that's what they do. They're constantly, remember, no fall-off damage. Huge, 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 huge deal. He does 28 damage a shot. All his shots can headshot. That means I believe it's 164 damage. Let me pull up the calc. 28 times 3 times 2. 168 damage is from one throw what he can do, which is very rare that you get that, but it can happen. And I've seen it in a pro game where it's just, right? He recognized he got a triple headshot and dashed, instantly killed another Genji, just in a quarter second. Genji has hella burst. It's when you have to attack 4 or 5 times to try to get someone that Genji starts feeling a little weird. Yeah, when deflect, that's the thing. If you try to stay engaged in that 2 seconds, Winston or Zarya, if they got good accuracy, and Winston pretty much really good accuracy all the time, he's going to take you down a couple hundred health, or at least like 100, and that puts you in a very awkward spot as a Genji. So again, you want to be on this cusp of combat because then you can disengage if things get really shit. And this period of disengagement, you have deflect or dash, so you can disengage to the point of being safe. At the same time, when you're here, you can engage deeper with, again, dash, and you can deflect on the way out, right? Because there's 2 ways. Like, you can run this way and get out that way, or you can run this way and get out that way. These small little edges of combat, you use deflect to get in and out of safely, depending on the heroes. But then, yeah, just you're using this to get into people, get into weak spots, and that's it. And the test, if something truly is weak, you have to just constantly put pressure on it. Not a lot of pressure, but just like, right, like, I got a notebook. I just need to see if the notebook's strong. What do I got to do? Like, I have to press it something. Maybe it's weak, like that. All right, well, that's something to know. Like, maybe you run into it, and now it's strong, right? You have to test it constantly. So that's Genji in a nutshell. Logistics, he was getting around oddly, is the best way to put it. Essentially, he was taking too much time to get around. He was taking very weird roundabout paths when he could have just went straight. I'm just thinking of the Nepal level where there's just nothing on the right side. It's a covered platform, and then there's the bridge.
Timing's overrated.
I forget what it's called. But he was messing around out here, right? He was screwing around out here. Like, I don't mind that he was screwing around this way and getting shots over here. But when he came around, he just, like, messed around over here, and he was kind of, like, screwing around. He's just like, oh, okay, now I'll get the point. Like, get out, get here, put pressure on mid. If that doesn't work, like, get the hell back, take another safe route. If you notice they're not, like, putting pressure on mid, like, they're going a different way, then you just go straight this way, right? It's just the most direct lines of combat. Also, his skill usage I would consider under logistics. Again, with the pressure type scenario, you want pressure being applied to an enemy a little bit before you ult, right? If there's just 6 people here and you ult into them, you're going to die when they're running. What, like I said, they're running a Winston,
Timing's overrated.
McCree soldier. Your shit needs to be on point if you want to kill all those guys, especially when skill levels start going up.
Timing's overrated.
It's very dangerous to do. Information, I don't think he was using sound as much as he could, so remember, soldiers' footsteps are super loud. Look both ways before crossing the street, right? Your mom told you that when you're growing up, probably. It's pretty damn good advice. So when you're dropping down, if you can't hear anything over here, or if you're unsure, like you're not that sure with your sound, just briefly look that way and then go back normal, right? I can move this way and look this way. Right? That's how the control schemes work like that in Overwatch. You can do that. And just, that will save your life a lot of the time. But with sound, you can hear someone coming, and you can actually not do this at all, and you can just wait until someone passes below you, then kill
Timing's
them.
overrated.
Other than that, information-wise, I would say just not attacking 6 people at once with your ult. I know you see people do it, like pros do it, but 1, they're better than you, and 2, they're doing it in a more refined way. Actually, as Junkrat, you do want to look both ways whenever you riptire. You go into third person, you should swing your mouse around, look this way, and then go back looking this way. You have 2 seconds of using riptire before you can do anything, so it costs you nothing. Yeah, look both ways. As for one thing I would want him to work on overall is actually his tracking. It seemed like he needed lower mouse speed. If he wants to use higher speeds, then hey, keep on doing it. You just have to really focus on that. Focus on control. I wouldn't even say like, I don't want to say tracking. I just want to say like, keep the enemy in your point of view, right? Just try to keep the enemy in your point of view at all times, even when you're close. Falcon is really Kefri's Genji ult. That'd be funny if that was Kefri's Genji ult. Man, he fucking sucks. I mean, unless he's going to a super high sensitivity from a super low sensitivity, that could actually explain some things, but I doubt it. You know. But yeah, he was very willy-nilly with his just keeping the enemy in front of him, especially when he was in very close spots, and he was kind of like trying to weave around him. He was having hard. I was having a hard time keeping track for him. I have not seen his Genji. But your mouse control is what I worry about the most at your level. This not attacking 6 people, that can be fixed easily. Keeping pressure is tactic-wise, you can work on that. Sound and sight and doing the right decision-making, that can be, you know, this decision-making stuff that will come in time and it helps. Like, you can kind of focus on it, but you can also, like, not focus on it and you'll still get good at it. But the keeping the enemy in front of you, like, just in your POV, is imperative for the game of Overwatch. That's the only thing I have about that. Overall, it was okay. Maybe he's just trying Genji for the first couple times, but yeah, it's just that low SR deal of engaging at the wrong times. That was the whole thing with his ults. That's why he didn't land one good ult. It's just because he was trying to do all the heavy lifting himself. Genji, not that strong. Right, Zarya can do heavy lifting. The lifter. Any questions before